Okay, here's the situation. I have this guest bathroom that is in dire need of renovation, and since its primary occupant has moved out and is in college, this is a perfect opportunity for me to take every single thing that you see in here out, from the floor to the fixtures, everything. First order of business is getting this countertop out of here, which I've already started, as you can see, getting ready to unhook all the supply lines. I'm gonna grab this vanity and take it out. Stick with me. Looking at this cabinet here, it's really cheap. It's one of the very first homes of Jim Johnson Homes. This is one of the homes that was custom built by him. He's still around. That company is still around, but it's just crazy how time flies and things change. I'm gonna give you guys a rundown on cabinets in a second here. Show you the difference between some cabinets that are custom built. I take that back. These cabinets are custom built, but I'm going to show you the cost savings that companies take to get these cabinets to you. Well, here we are about to dismantle this shower situation. Say goodbye to all this old stuff. Stick with me. Okay, I'm not video all this tear out stuff because it's not very glamorous and it's kind of boring. But what I wanted to do is give you guys a heads up on this. Had a failure. As you can see, water all the way up here. Water up this far. What happens is when you get water into like wood and sheetrock and all that other stuff, once it penetrates, it soaks and it draws it like a sponge. It just draws it all up, and that's where you start to get the leaks. After it gets saturated and full of water, then it leaks out. So this shower had a failure, and I thought it would be in this corner here, but actually thought it would be in that corner. But now that I see it, it looks like the curb, which every shower that I've had to redo, the curb gave out. It's like so common. And here's one of the reasons. This is the liner that they use, and it has nails in it. They put nails in this liner here, and everywhere a nail is, that one completely rusted out right there. The nail was right there. So that's rule number one. Don't put nails in your liner. Of course, these builders today, I had a new home and I watched them build it. They did the same thing. Here it is in 2020. This house was built in 90, and the last house was built brand new. They're still doing it. So those flat showers are going to fail. Point blank, they're going to fail. That's going to get water in it, and I don't see that it even had a slope going inward. So as you can see, all this water, all the surrounding wood just soaked up all the water. That's on the outside there. You can look and see the outside, and that's where you get the mold and stuff. Of course, because now I get the opportunity to do it all myself, that'll never be an issue. This, would be the last shower installed for me on this house right here. Definitely will last another 30 years, and when they take it out, whoever redoes the shower, it will be no water damage. Because I don't know if the technology that's available now was available back then, but I do know that the standard practices right now still allow for this. New builders are still doing this. It's the code require the minimum, but there's a lot of steps you can do above and beyond code that'll prevent having a shower to fail. Now I know this one last point before I get out of here is that some people could not care, but one of the things that water does, if you try to have a seal in here and then it has nowhere to go, and if it's not properly leveled, it sits. And if you ever let water sit in your kitchen, or with in a pot or anything, how it gets stagnant and smells, well, you can end up with a smelly shower, even though you're using all these chemicals on it. But because you're pooling in certain areas, and that water never dries out, and with all the dead skin and all the hair and everything that happens in a shower, it's sitting down there with it, and that's where you have the showers that don't smell so good. You may not you may think it coming from your toilet or something, but it can be coming from your shower if it's not properly installed. Anyway, thanks for checking it out. I'll post more on my YouTube channel than what you see here. All right, back again. This is the part where I'm taking out all this tile, and I'm gonna stop here and say something. I know you guys look at TV and see all the Property Brothers, Chip and Diane and all that, Demolition Day, and they get the sledgehammer out and going. That is for TV, especially if you're gonna DIY. If you're not a master carpenter or tiler or plumber or electrician, it's best for you to uninstall or dismantle everything as opposed to trying to demolish it, because you can run into a lot of trouble. Wires, plumbing, you can have wood that's probably rotted out. You're knocking it out of place, and man, framing issues. You don't do that. Perfect example is I took this pretty much all out in one piece. I took the other side out. It was pretty much one piece. I got in the corners and dislodged it, and then took it out pretty much in one solid piece without throwing the hammer everywhere. So that's my advice. If you're going to be tackling a home renovation project where you have to take out cabinets and things like that, I uninstalled this. Now I did have to demo this a little bit because I was unable to get to the screws that held it in place. Anyway, this is the stage I'm at right now. I want to get Lee Jr. down here and get him to go and take all this debris out, and I'm going to start back up. Okay, this is what she looks like taken out. So here's my dilemma here. This is very close. When I even tiptoeing, I can just touch that. So I see that there's a lot of space here. So I'm going to raise that up probably about another foot, at least another foot. I think that'll get me. I don't want to put a rain shower in here, so with it being right there, it'll be just right there on top of your head, so it needs to have some distance to fall. I may go all the way up to the current ceiling. I may do that, but either way, this is going to get raised, and I'm going to have to reconfigure this, probably move this either over to this side or up a foot, because I want a wall to wall niche. I'm going to put a niche right there and put a light in it and everything else. So that right there, so I have to do a little bit of reframing here. And this is just to give you an idea. See all the little water damage that was going on. Luckily the wood is not rotten out or anything like that, but clearly there was some failure in the installation process. It lasted 30 years, but nevertheless, there's failures. They put the drywall that actually had cement board at the bottom half of the shower, and then continued up with regular drywall, which even with the cement board, they had it in the inside of the flowered mud bed, which I will do differently. Anyway, stay tuned. So I just took this out, and look what we have here. Ample enough room to extend the ceiling, so that would be no issue at all. I'm going to go about another foot and a half. Give it a nice open airy shower and a nice rainfall effect with the new rainfall shower fixtures.